Hello, I'm Courtney and welcome back to Drag News. I'm here to drag out the truth and help you drag yourself through the day. On Tuesday night, coronavirus meme queen Cardi B went live on Instagram with Uncle Bernie, aka Senator Bernie Sanders. Cardi's been a big supporter of Bernie on his campaign trail and was really upset when he dropped out last week.
You know who be voting? All the people. Those are the people that are voting. And because of that means Bernie is off the motherfucking race. And now, we gotta go for Biden.
Cardi wanted to know why he was endorsing Joe Biden, and Bernie said that Trump is a bad news guy who has to be defeated, and that he was trying to work with Joe to make him more progressive. Cardi and Bernie. Please do not adjust your TV sets. This is not a glitch in the simulation. This is real life. Next up, Halloween is coming once a week, with Australians turning the humble bin night into a quarantine event. They're getting all dressed up to take out the trash. The Facebook group Bin Isolation Outing has amassed over 850,000 followers, featuring videos of people in all forms of drag for their weekly walk, wheeling their waist to the curb. We've seen wedding dresses, Joe Exotic, white women dressed as black penises, and Sydney drag legend Maud Boat has been showcasing some of her creations too. Oh look, even Bianca Del Rio's getting in on the act. As parts of the world slowly start to open back up for business, discussions around the best way to go about it arise. In parts of China, people have been required by the state to download a phone app that uses GPS data and health records to determine how likely people are to be infected with coronavirus. In this Grindr come Black Mirror turn of events, the app gives people a QR code, green, yellow or red, depending on their proximity to infected people, if they've been in an area with a high concentration of infections, or if they've self-reported symptoms. Your QR code needs to be scanned to gain access to public places like shops and public transport and even some residential buildings. If your QR code is green, you can keep twirling around your Monopoly board. But if it's yellow or red, go directly to quarantine. Do not pass go, do not collect 200 yuan for at least 14 days or until your QR code turns green again. Scientists say that unless we're able to track and isolate new infections, the alternative might be continued waves of social distancing until a vaccination has been developed or enough people in society have immunity. This process of tracking and isolating infected people and those that they've come in contact with is called contact tracing. Now, you might be familiar with this when it comes to your sexual health and STIs, like last month when my hot girl Summer finally caught up with me and I tested positive for chlamydia. I sent out a bunch of text messages saying, last time we hooked up, a good time wasn't the only thing I had, and recommended that they all get tested. On Friday, Apple and Google announced that they were partnering to develop a corona contact tracing app using Bluetooth technology to help countries around the world slow the spread of corona. ACLU Surveillance and Cybersecurity Counsel Jennifer Granick said, people will only trust these systems if they protect privacy, remain voluntary, and store data on individuals' device, not a centralised repository. I had a repository once, it didn't agree with me. Granick went on to say, to their credit, Apple and Google have announced an approach that appears to mitigate the worst privacy and centralisation risks, but there's still room for improvement. We interrupt this broadcast to bring you a drag news dose of Jacinda Ardern appreciation. The New Zealand Prime Minister continues to show the world what leadership looks like, announcing that she and her cabinet would be taking a 20% pay cut. We stand you, Jacinda. Thank you for your consistent leadership. You're a glimmer of hope. Now, everyone's going live on social media these days, and let's face it, sometimes it's hard to stay awake, but we usually expect the host to stay awake. Well, Florida drag queen Anahi Santos went live on Facebook, but dozed off about 23 minutes into the nearly 3-hour broadcast, giving Seattle's premier narcoleptic drag queen Jinx Monsoon a run for her money. In response to the now viral, for all the right reasons moment, Anahi said, "This was the best night of my life." Bless. Now, 3 live streams that you won't doze off during on my What to Do This Week in Quarantine list are Quarantine Queen with Rayla Trey and Jojo Gods at 8 p.m. PST every Monday, Wednesday and Friday. Check out Wigs by Vanity's 50 Thursdays at 8 p.m. PST, I'm sure that's offensive. And also be sure to catch Our Lady J at 1 p.m. PST as she tinkles the ivories and takes requests. She's not just the Emmy-nominated writer of Pose and Transparent, she's also a concert pianist. She's amazing. You have to watch. I hope you've enjoyed this week's Drag News, and if you want to throw some coins in the tip jar, you can head over to patreon.com/CourtneyAct. But for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.